A convicted child sex offender secretly bankrolled an African president's son and used a first lady's niece to get direct access to the president himself. This is the Epstein story that mainstream media is barely scratching the surface of. According to recent investigative reports and declassified government files, Epstein spent years meticulously building close ties with some of the most powerful political figures in Senegal and Ivory Coast. Emails, flight logs, and financial records reveal a shockingly close relationship with Karim Wade. If you don't know who Karim Wade is, he is the son of former Senegalese President Abdoulaye Wade. During his father's rule, Karim was so powerful he was often dubbed the Minister of the Earth and the Sky. The connection began in 2010. Wade and Epstein were introduced in Paris through Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, an Emirati businessman who recently resigned as CEO of the port giant DP World amid mounting international pressure over his close friendship with Epstein. The two men clicked immediately. Following their first meeting, Epstein wrote to Wade, "I think there are many things to consider. I feel confident that we will have fun." Wade's reply was just as warm. "Have a safe trip back to your paradise island." That paradise island, of course, was Little St. James in the Caribbean, the notorious epicenter of Epstein's trafficking operation. But this wasn't just a casual friendship. It was a deeply financial one. When Karim Wade was arrested in 2013 and later sentenced to 6 years in prison for massive corruption and illicit enrichment, Epstein stepped in. Legal invoices from 2014 and 2015 show that one of Epstein's shell companies was billed a staggering $1 million by Wade's defense team. Furthermore, archives indicate that Epstein footed at least $50,000 in fees for a Washington-based lobbying firm, hired specifically to pressure the U.S. government to help secure Wade's release. Epstein was deeply invested, regularly exchanging emails with the firm's partners and receiving play-by-play updates on their political maneuvering in both Washington, D.C. and Dakar. But Epstein's geopolitical ambitions in Africa didn't stop in Senegal. Newly surfaced documents expose his strategic ties to Nina Keita, the niece of Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara. Keita was Epstein's golden ticket, helping the disgraced financier gain direct VIP access to the Ivory Coast presidency. Following his VIP trip to Abidjan, Keita enthusiastically emailed Epstein, saying, "He thought you were a very interesting person. They were all very happy to have you here." However, there is a much darker detail surrounding this visit. Prior to arriving, Epstein explicitly emailed that he hoped to see very pretty girls there, as well as interesting places. Disturbingly, investigative reports confirm that Keita herself, a former model, sent photos and contact details of a young woman directly to Epstein on at least one occasion. Why was Epstein doing all of this? He viewed Wade and his African contacts as critical geopolitical assets. In fact, he considered Wade one of the most important players in Africa. He even went as far as introducing Wade to the former Israeli Defense Minister Ehud Barak and Chinese billionaire Desmond Shum. Their main topic of discussion? Offshore banking and global finance. This African chapter is just a single thread in a massive, dark web that spans dozens of countries. As of early 2026, the released database has indexed over 2 million documents, cataloging over 1,500 people. We are talking about tech billionaires, European royalty, senior politicians, and global financiers. The Department of Justice has unleashed 3.5 million pages of evidence, including hundreds of thousands of images and thousands of videos. Yet, unbelievably, more than 2.5 million pages remain classified and completely unreleased. This story is far from over. New revelations are dropping weekly, and with congressional hearings ongoing and multiple countries launching their own investigations, we are nowhere near the final chapter. Stay close and follow Map Recap for daily updates on the hidden stories reshaping our world.